gentlemen, I'm going to compare Tom Ford Oud Wood with the discontinued Tom Ford Oud Wood Intense. I'm going to compare the scent profile to see if they're any similar or different from one another. I'm going to compare the prices of the two, the longevity and performance, the projection and sillage, and lastly I'm going to give you my final opinions and ratings of the two fragrances here. Let's not waste any more time and let's begin. Let's spray the original Oud Wood here on my left arm and let's spray the discontinued Oud Wood Intense here on my right arm. So if you don't know already, I haven't watched my two previous videos about Oud Wood. The original Oud Wood DNA is going to be a very safe, clean, fresher type of oud accord with very spicy top notes, a woody base combined with the oud accord, really giving it an easy to wear, safe and perhaps an office friendly oud fragrance that is a pleasure to smell. It's a very sexy, compliment pulling, versatile oud scent. If you want to know more about the original Oud Wood fragrance, I want you to check out this video up here in the corner. This is my recent video about if the original Oud Wood is worth it or not. So the primary difference about the Intense version, Oud Wood Intense, is that it uses the same oud accord to my nose, but the fragrance is going to be slightly more dirty, have very animalic nuances to it, and feel overall more green and woodsy. This is much more of a challenging fragrance than the original, mainly because of the castoreum accord used in this fragrance that gives off this animalic, dirty vibe this fragrance has. Also, this fragrance feels much more woody, woodsy, and slightly green as well, giving it a very green forest type of smell combined with the oud accord that is familiar in the original here. Some might say that it's way too different compared to the original fragrance, but I think if you deep dive into the scent profile of the Intense version, you will smell that the oud accord is very similar and familiar to the original fragrance Oud Wood, but it has been modified and it has been changed to be more intense, as the name suggests, more challenging, dirtier, and not as versatile, but still an incredibly made fragrance. I don't know about you if you've ever tried this fragrance, but I really like the Intense version, and I think that even though these two are fairly different from one another, there's still a connection between the two, which I think is a very well done job by the perfumer. Moving over to an interesting aspect of the two fragrances is going to be the price. I've mentioned the price of the original Oud Wood before, but I'm going to quickly go through them. A 30 ml is going to cost you $185. A 50 ml is going to cost you $295. A 100 ml is going to cost you $425. And if you really love it, a 250 ml bottle is going to cost you $850. Whereas Oud Wood Intense is discontinued, it's going to be super expensive and very hard to find. So you're going to pay $300 to $400 plus for any type of bottle that you're going to find on the gray market. But I have an affiliate link in the description and comment section below that is pinned, where you can find this exact 10 ml bottle of Oud Wood Intense for $43. It's the only place you can find it in Denmark and possibly one of the very few places you can find it worldwide. So check out my links below. Let's look at the performance and longevity of the two fragrances and how they differ, because the difference is quite significant on my skin. The original Oud Wood gets me around 7 to 9 hours of performance max, while Oud Wood Intense gives off 10 to 12 hours of solid performance. So even though the price difference and the scent profiles might be a little bit different from one another, the Intense version clearly wins on longevity and performance. It is much stronger on my skin longevity wise. The same story is going to repeat itself on the projection aspect. The original Oud Wood gives around a meter projection for maybe half an hour to possibly an hour max, whereas Oud Wood Intense on my skin projects very strongly around 1 to 2 meters for 1 to 2 hours, possibly 3 hours sometimes. Oud Wood Intense is in fact much stronger both longevity and projection wise on my skin. This fragrance is in fact much much stronger and more intense than the original on my skin at least. Now gentlemen, I've mentioned everything important about the two fragrances. I'm going to go through my final opinions and ratings of the two fragrances here. Long story short, I think both of these fragrances have their time and place to be worn, but I think one of these two fragrances is an overall better fragrance. The original Tom Ford Oud Wood, in my opinion, is going to be much more wearable, much more likable, and overall a more versatile scent than the Intense. It's going to get you many more compliments, be much easier for you to wear for more occasions, and it's going to be a fragrance that is possibly a signature scent that can be worn in almost any season, while the Intense version is going to be a much stronger fragrance, going to have much more projection, much more longevity. It's going to leave a longer lasting impression because of the slightly more challenging devices and the slightly more tweaked scent profile to being more animalic, woodsy and green. So I think both have their time and place. The original you can use for daily wear and possibly as a signature scent, while the Intense version can be worn where you want to stand out, you want to make a statement, you want to be smelled, and you want a fragrance that is possibly challenging for some people to smell on you. In terms of the ratings, I have rated the original Tom Ford Oud Wood an 8.6 out of 10, and that is not going to change, while the Intense version is going to get a 9.9 out of 10 men's improvement rating. I think this is a stunning fragrance, an incredible iteration of the original, where you take the original and really amplifying it and making it more intense, so they both have a time and place to be worn individually. Gentlemen, that was it. Do you like Oud Wood? Have you tried Oud Wood Intense? Are you going to pick Oud Wood Intense up in my links below to try it? Leave comments down below. I would love to see your opinions down there about either one of these two fragrances or what you think about the video. If you enjoyed the video, gentlemen, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the Men's Improvement YouTube channel for more videos about fragrances, grooming, style, fashion, skincare, fitness, watches, everything that will make you, gentlemen, the best possible versions of yourselves. The last few things I want to ask you, gentlemen, is to smile more because it's free. I want you to watch these two videos right here. This one here below is going to be my latest upload, whereas this one up here is going to be a YouTube video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you will enjoy.